Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, as I always say in these kind of circumstances, there is no smoke without a fire somewhere. Now, the fire could be smaller and the smoke could be big, or sometimes the fire is big and the smoke is small. That is, if people use a certain event and they make it to appear bigger than it is, or it's something bigger and they try to hide it and make it smaller than actually it is. I don't know about this subject here that I will discuss. I have an article from Sputnik where they say that actually the West and some individuals in Kiev are preparing for a truce with Russia. Truth, peace. And this is claimed by an expert. Now, the expert is going to tell us about how big the smoke is, but definitely there's a fire. So be mindful that this comes from an expert and is pushed or published by Sputnik. So that means the fire, then the smoke, they try to make it appear as big as possible. We're going to discuss that. So let's see at least what kind of evidence these guys provide, the guys from Sputnik. And here it is, Sputnik, and this is from 4 Hours Today, today being the 30th of November 2023. Ukrainian authorities prepare people for truce with Russia. And that is true. They take always the method of small steps. They want to make you they want to prepare you, or as I say, they are like seasoning you, and then they just let you stay over there for a while, and then they put you on the grill. You will taste better, right? Marinate you. That's the word. So Russia has never refused to hold talks with Ukraine. President Vladimir Putin has said repeatedly, to start them, Kiev must stop hostilities and revoke a decree banning talks with Russia, Putin said in September. The West and some Ukrainian politicians are beginning to prepare the people for a peaceful settlement of the conflict with Russia, said Ukrainian political scientist Ruslan Bortnik. Ruslan and then Bortnik, like Russian. Not Russian, like Polish. And I'm quoting, Western media and some of our politicians are already hanging this gun on the wall so that we can see it, so that we can get used to the sight of it. Obviously, certain preparations need to be made for possible negotiations, the expert says. Now, that's not very convincing, like obviously certain preparation need to be made for possible negotiations. That's correct, but the media will get us ready. That's the hanging the gun on the wall, so we can all see it for a while, get used to it. According to him, two factors are influencing the approach to the negotiations: a decrease in the amount of aid from the West and a failed attempt to bring the countries of the South to Kiev's side. The analyst added that the unstable state of the West forces Kiev to reconsider its general strategy of fighting Russia and return to the issue of peace. We all know it's about the West, the Al Capone. When Al Capone decides it's over, it's over. The Russians will not decide that. They will go to fulfill their 4 goals. Russia has repeatedly expressed its readiness for negotiations, but the Kiev authorities have imposed a ban on them. That's correct. They made a little law. You can't negotiate with Russia. The Kremlin also noted that now there are no preconditions for the situation to move in a peaceful direction, and the special operations goals remain a priority for Moscow. According to President Vladimir Putin, Russia has never refused talks, but the other side must make it clear that it is ready for them. Now, these garbage people tell us that Russia invaded unprovoked and somehow the Russians provided some reasons, but we choose to ignore them because we have to stick with a narrative which is unprovoked. So Russia, in their unprovoked invasion of Ukraine, total war, they want to destroy the whole, they want to occupy Ukraine. Never say that, but nevertheless, this guy just creates scenarios and narratives. Russia says like this: you are not going to go into NATO. Oh, who are you to say that? That's Russia, and I have interests bigger than you, as the United States has it. So shush. As that's the first one. Second one, you're going to be demilitarized. You're going to be denazified. That's kind of like different ideology. That means you are going to be neutral with your neutral ideology. I'm guessing that's what will be, and get certain parts of certain people with certain kind of ideology out of the leadership of Ukraine. And the other one is now recognition of the referenda conducted by the territories of Donbass, Crimea, and so on. So now you're going to have it worse than you would have had it under the Minsk I and Minsk II agreements, which you would have had Donbass as being has a little bit of autonomy within Ukraine. Now they're going to be Russia, and Crimea is non-negotiable. So here it is, my friends. It seems like they want to, according to that expert or analyst. Now, it's true that one could be the West, the Americans. The Americans determine everything, unless they tell the Brits, which are the handyman, who always are eager to extend a helping hand to the Americans only, unless and Israel. That's true. That's how much Great Britain does. Those two countries that they will lend a helping hand to. Everybody else just be down there and scrub the floors, All right, we are just the empire. Strikes back, never again. So unless the American tells the Brits, it's your baby if you want to continue, but I don't think that's going to be the point, because it's a profit to be made, and these guys will still make a profit. It's about profit. It's about money and interest and profits. That's what it is. The same with Russia. Russia is the prize, not Ukraine and Donbass and Crimea. No, eventually Russia. What do you think? Why do you think NATO expanded towards Russia? They never said, okay, we're going to get Russia into NATO. Never. Remember when Putin told then President Bill Clinton, when he was at the beginning, I think he crossed path with what's his name, one time or two times, and he said, why don't we Putin told Clinton, maybe one day Russia would be part of NATO. And what was Clinton's answer was, nah, you don't need that, you're too strong, Russia is too strong to be. No, because you can't have two leaders of the same organizations. You can't have like the Roman Empire with two, Eastern Roman Empire and Western Roman Empire. You can't have that. You have only one. So the same. They knew that we're gonna get you later, man. Just wait until we creep closer to you, and that. But at that time, they thought they had Russia by the balls under Putin, Yeltsin, and then Putin came over. Putin tried to play ball because he knew that his country was, he had to solve the problems inside his country with all those traitors and oligarchs who were making the rules with the mafiosi, all those gangs of billionaires, and some of them supported by outside, how do you call them? Central Intelligence Services. Oh, services. And he had to take care of that, which he did. All of them just spooked and left to Israel, London, or other little Western countries, mostly London. All this, so MI6 was getting a lot of signature from these guys. They were on their payroll, obviously. Where do you go? To your friends. You don't go to your enemies. So with each and every oligarch who left Russia because of evil Putin and ended up in London, close enough to make a move if necessary, but far enough so Putin can get them if he wants to poison them. Unsuccessfully, because former KGB lost its I don't know, garbage. So yeah, Russia will negotiate now, but it's gonna be even worse. Like Trump said. I can't remember who was that. What country was that? Was it with Mexico? And it was about building the wall or something. And he said, if they don't want to talk to me, next time when they come back, it's going to be even worse than that. He said the wall just got 10 feet taller. So the same, next time when you come to negotiate, the conditions would be even worse. The same is going to be right now. So if Russia, first it was the Minsk agreements, now they said we're going to start this operation to fulfill those 4 goals, and you still fought almost 2 years. Now if you come back, it's going to be more than the 4 goals. So yeah, it seems like you shot yourself in the foot somehow. But it's okay, the Americans can stop that tomorrow, and I suspect they will when their companies will stop making a profit, and that is by the Russians just moving slowly or draining these guys' economies. Therefore, our standards of living will decrease slowly until you're gonna have the liberals crying that the latte, the soybean latte, I don't know, doesn't have enough sugar or costs too much, or there's no more soybeans to lactate, and they're gonna start crying, and the guys in the government, which are also soybean mofos, will say, okay, we gotta do something. You know how when a boat is sinking, what do? The first thing, you start throwing shit off the board, overboard, pop. So Ukraine is gonna be the first one. And Israel, no. Israel gonna be like the captain is the last one leaving the sinking ship. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.